This is Tara Michael, and this is my philosophy of instructional design. Harry Wong is an author and educator with theories on effective teaching. I'm drawn to his work and this quote specifically as a big piece of my own philosophy. Instructional design in education should be student-centered and driven. Students have to understand why they are learning something in order to derive the most meaning. This is the overarching theme of my own philosophy. Learners should have an understanding of the objectives of their learning. In the future, I aspire to be an instructional designer somewhere in the public or private sector. I plan to support and serve the business by being a prepared and knowledgeable instructional designer. My goals are seen on this slide. I want to ensure the understanding and engage my learners. I plan on integrating instructional design philosophies throughout my courses. I will support and guide my learners by integrating technology and guiding collaboration. I plan to be open-minded and open to constructive criticism. I have personal motivation in the field of instructional design aside from the goals that I have for whomever I will work for. These personal goals will guide my future as an instructional designer. I would like to facilitate learning for adult by building courses for companies and working with a team of designers. I want to be able to see my work across various settings. I hope to collaborate often with peers in my field and apply theories of instructional design in actual settings. I aspire to have a career somewhere in the public or private sector. I want to be able to transfer my background knowledge as a teacher to adult learning. I'm hoping these opportunities will lead to a new career that might involve travel and the opportunity to climb a corporate ladder. At some point, I would possibly like to work in a university. There are many theories and methods that support online learning. Depending on the course and content, the different structures might be necessary. The ADDIE model, as shown here, is a great foundation to any course. Developing online instruction according to best practices, there are research and proven best practices for instructional design. These practices were identified from a review of literature, an instructional design process that was used to implement these practices in an effective way. The result is a template for development that can be used by other instructional designers seeking to develop accessible online learning objectives. I think by having a framework such as the ADDIE model, I will be able to put my philosophy into effect. My instructional strategies are based loosely on Gagne's 9 events of instruction. By using this framework and supplementing the other research-based methods, I can construct a strong course for whatever business I might work for. The instructional strategies that will come in handy will be those that, as seen on this slide. To present the objectives to a student, we'll make sure that they know what they need to learn. I will have opportunities to collaborate, reflect, practice and assess, and feedback. I will integrate just-in-time learning videos so that students are able to easily access what they need to learn. I plan on activating prior knowledge and integrating it into the learning. Technology can improve the learning process in the instructional design. There are many ways to incorporate technology in instructional design. This table illustrates just a few methods that support my instructional design philosophy. These examples involve the learner in a way that is engaging and motivating. Assessment is an integral part of the education process. It is how we determine if the learner has achieved the objective. Assessment is also a way in which we see if our course meets the needs of the learner. Formative assessment checks for understanding throughout the course. Summative assessments are cumulative and performance-based. There will be multiple opportunities for assessment. This will provide learners with the different needs, multiple modes of assessment to show their learning. I imagine that just like any field that involves the technology, instructional design will always be changing. One must make sure that they are on the cutting edge of the changes in order to give their learners the best opportunities. I plan on joining professional organizations in order to stay updated on new trends. If opportunities arise to take relevant courses or be involved in trainings, I will be involved. This slide shows some of the organizations I will consider joining. In addition, I will have a professional learning network that will help me connect with peers and stay current on instructional design trends. This slide shows my Perspective professional learning network. As illustrated throughout this presentation, my philosophy is built on the idea that the learner should have an active role in their learning. I would like to have a student-centered philosophy that revolves around feedback, relationships, collaborative learning that is meaningful, built on prior knowledge, and learners that are engaged and motivated.